Delaney muttered from Cassie's other side, tossing her long, strawberry blonde ponytail over her shoulder. I think it's safe to say they had more than their fair share of whiskey last night. What time did they get back to the hotel? Cassie asked. No idea, Delaney shrugged. But when I left our room this morning, they were still in bed, nursing authentic Scottish hangovers. Well, I'm not going for a hangover today, just a nice buzz. Cassie nodded toward a stout little man with jowls like a bulldog, who was walking between trestle tables laden with rows of empty shot glasses, checking the IDs of the crowd gathered for the castle's whiskey tasting. Bulldog paused at their table and ran a jaundiced eye over their passports before handing each of them a plastic bracelet. Though they were all in their late 20s and well past Scotland's legal drinking age, Bonnie's sweet, freckled face looked much younger. I think he growled at me, she whispered, sliding the bracelet on her wrist. Be glad he didn't bark, Delaney grinned and put her own bracelet on. He looks like he bites. Another stout little man appeared, this one with a frothy white beard bristling beneath a cherry-red nose. Delaney's grin widened, and he looks like Santa Claus. Makes sense, Cassie chuckled in agreement. He is bearing gifts, isn't he? Santa proceeded to pour each of them a measure of amber liquid. "O thou, my muse, good old Scotch drink," Bonnie recited as she lifted her glass. Cassie turned to her best friend and blinked. What was that? Burns? You haven't even tried a sip yet, Delaney argued. No, Robert Burns, famous Scottish poet, Bonnie explained, and raised her glass higher, striking a dramatic pose. Inspire me till I lisp and wink to sing thy name. If you say so, Delaney muttered, unimpressed as she lifted her own glass. Bonnie had been spouting literary passages all over Europe, ever since the start of their trip. Delaney took a whiff of her drink and coughed. Hello. She held the whiskey at arm's length. I think I'm getting drunk off the fumes. Aw, come on, Cassie teased. I know you preschool teachers hit the hard stuff on a regular basis. Cassie downed her own shot. Whoa, she wheezed, eyes watering. Told ya, Delaney smirked. Cassie chugged a glass of water and refilled her tumbler from the pitcher on the table. While waiting for Santa to pour their next round, she pulled out her phone. Ugh, are you on that thing again? Bonnie's usually smiling rosebud mouth dropped into a pout. Excuse me, but some of us can't completely disconnect from our jobs. As teachers, both Bonnie and Delaney had the summer off to do as they pleased. Even Sadie was on hiatus, having recently wrapped up her role on a daytime soap opera. Of her traveling companions, Anna was the only other one doing anything resembling work, and that was mostly checking out restaurants in the name of research for her catering company. It's just a quick check of my email, okay? I thought you were still on break from taping the show anyway. Delaney downed the last of her first shot and gagged. I am. Cassie squinted at her phone. It was taking more effort than normal to log into her work account. Fingers sliding clumsily over the keys, she realized it wasn't a Wi-Fi issue. Delaney was right. The drink was potent. Or maybe she wasn't used to hitting the bottle before noon. One shot in, and she was getting tipsy. Chai Chat is in rerun rotation until September. But I asked Therese about scheduling a meeting when I get back next week, before the new season starts. Cassie had been working up the courage to discuss her idea for a new position with the executive producer of the morning Chicago talk show for months, and decided to bite the bullet right before she left town, hoping being on vacation would help keep her from fretting. Of course, she couldn't stop thinking about it. Bonnie was right. She'd been obsessively checking her phone the entire trip. If Therese gets back to me, I don't want her to think I'm ignoring her. Well, I think you're ignoring us. Bonnie grabbed Cassie's phone and dropped it into her purse. Hey, Cassie yelped as she watched her phone get swallowed into her best friend's cavernous bag. You better not squash my phone, she warned. Bonnie patted the side of her purse, which was big enough to hold the complete works of William Shakespeare, and probably did, the unabridged version.